So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Adventure Comics 318, published in March 1964, with story by Edmund Hamilton and art by John Forte, and this is the second part of a two-parter. Cast adrift, lost in space, 6 Legionnaires face doom. Without food, with only a scant supply of fuel, they must rely only on their wits and their separate superpowers to make their way from world to world in their pursuit of tyrannical Sunboy. Here is the grim saga of the Castaway Legionnaires. All right, Sunboy, you've won. We, your former friends, are going to die just as you planned. Poor Cosmic Boy. Hunger pangs have made him delirious. He thinks Sunboy is here mocking him. So the Legion was on an important mission to rescue several thousand beings from a planet that was about to blow up, and it did blow up. But Sunboy appears to have gone completely insane and has sent all the other Legionnaires who were on the ship at the time onto a lifeboat, whatever, and cast them out. According to my memory of the space chart, wow, he's got quite a memory. The nearest civilized world is the planet Tunar, but it's millions of miles away. We haven't enough fuel to go 1/100th of the distance. We don't even have anti-gravity belts. There's no hope. But Cosmic Boy comes up with a plan. He sees a meteor flying past and thinks, well, I could kind of attach myself to it using my magnetic powers. Starboy says, you're not serious, Cosmic Boy, talking of hitching a ride with a meteor? Or maybe you've gone space batty. Don't scoff. See, I have hooked on to the meteor with my power of supermagnetism. Now do your stuff, Lightlass. So Lightlass makes the ship super light. The meteor is tugging you, and its pull is crushing you against the shatterproof window. Stop using your magnetism, you'll be crushed. No, I can stand the force, and we're being towed through space. That is clever. I like that. For a lot of the Silver Age, they don't really think through things, but not only is it a clever way to solve a problem, but they're using several Legionnaires' powers quite effectively. So they managed to get to the planet, but the gravity is too strong for them, and so Lightlass again uses her power to reduce their weight. Again, very clever. The recognition that different planets have different gravities, and then using Lightlass's power to solve the problem. Really well done. Good job, Edmund Hamilton. But there is no food at all on the planet. It's just a rocky planet. There's not a spark of life on this world. There's no food, nothing. Wait, Matter Eater Lad has given me an idea. We know the space rocks haunt this part of space. I didn't read that part, but and those giant non-breathing creatures love to eat super dense material. What good would that do? Space rocks can sight their favorite super dense material food with limitless distance. Maybe we can set a trap for one of them that'll get us off this planet. So Lightning Lad uses his lightning to change some rocks into so that they glitter like diamonds. They put a cable around it in order to latch on to the rock. And then they use the power of the rock, apparently a really, really large creature, to pull them off of this, I guess, rather large planet. And they are towed through space. Now it's moving towards a planet. It must figure to dash us to pieces on that world and get rid of us that way. I'll release the cable by the inside catch while we're close to that world. So now they're on another world. This world is completely uninhabited except for those giant insects. They can extract food from the cactus-like vegetation, but we can't. We toiled so hard, and now so hard to get here and for nothing. And now we don't even have enough fuel to take off again. Oh, how I despise Sunboy for dooming us this way. But Matter Eater Lad can consume this. And so it's like a honeycomb from these insects. Go ahead, Matter Eater Lad. There's no reason why you should go hungry just because we can't digest minerals. And I wonder what is in Matter Eater Lad's belly that he can digest rocks and minerals? Because I think the only way you could do that is if you have like a nuclear reactor in your stomach. This rock chomp is pretty good. They must envy me, but I've got a theory. So he determines that there's honey stored in there, and so the Legionnaires can eat that. But the insects come back again to defend their horde. Starboy uses his power to make them, or to increase their mass, and so they all just fall to the ground. They're okay, but they're too heavy right now. We'll look for that. Okay, so Triplicate Girls saw a spaceship, and so they're going to go see if they can find it. And they do. There's the crashed spaceship and the doomed astronauts. Something has turned their bodies to stone. A little spray from that waterfall reaches them, and this water contains a petrifying chemical. They were great men. We'll set up their stone. I wonder if these are like Earthlings, ancient astronauts. We'll set up their stone bodies as statues, memorializing their heroism. And by putting them where the petrifying water falls fully on them, the stone figures will quickly grow in size. What? Okay, so the rockets are quite old and primitive, but they decide they're just going to kind of strap them on, and they do manage to use them. Now, quite quickly, those astronauts really have grown considerably in size. We salute you, past astronauts who across the centuries have helped us. So they get off the planet and arrive at the spaceport on the world of Tunar. Nobody knows where Sunboy and the Great Space Ark are. They never reported and are presumed lost in space. So they travel out there to where Sunboy, they know where Sunboy had his chart had shown where he was planning on going, which was the wrong place. It's one of those huge tornadoes of whirling cosmic dust. The space ark is caught in it, and if we take our ship in, it will be caught too. So they leave, and there's the vessel over there with the Xenians, or whatever they're called. And Starboy makes them super heavy, so they're not whipped around by the vortex. So they manage to get to the ship, and Sunboy is comatose. Sunboy doesn't move or speak. He's alive, but it's as though his mind has completely blanked. So, I kind of thought maybe he was taken over by something or had some space disease, but no, that's not what happened. I'm using my super magnetism on a distant iron planet to give us an extra pull and super light. As the arc is now, it's pulling out of the vortex. But Sunboy still hasn't moved or spoken. It's strange. This is a wonderful world for us Xenians. We owe our lives to the Legion. Now that you're all safely here, we can take Sunboy back to Earth. He needs medical attention. It's interesting because supposedly these creatures, these beings, can only live on a planet with high levels of xenon, but I don't know what would happen if a human breathes in xenon, but none of them are wearing space helmets, or at least Cosmic Boy isn't. Sunboy suffered a pressure on his brain from too many missions and became a victim of space fatigue. It affects his mind, but with our scalpel rays, we can easily remove the pressure. So that's why his personality changed so terribly. What a relief to learn this. Amendment 5. No Legionnaires should go on more than 5 successive space missions without a rest period to prevent space fatigue. You vowed you'd come back when I set you all adrift, and I'm glad you did. With this new rule, what happened to me can never happen again to any other member. So in part 1, we actually do see the fact that Sunboy has been going on mission after mission after mission, and he does need a break, but he feels compelled because of the importance of the mission. I liked this story because it really showed the usage of various Legion members using their powers to achieve an objective. The only one that is kind of funny is Triplicate Girl really didn't do anything except spot the spaceship, which was obviously not a usage of her power. I've always considered her one of the weakest Legion members, and I guess Edmund Hamilton couldn't even figure out a way for her to use her power effectively to actually help them. But that's a good story. I like this one.